welcome. This is a very short little video talking about the Funicular Railway up in the Cairngorm National Park. It's on top of Cairngorm Mountains. This is my journey. This is the journey out of Aviemore, and it takes us up the mountains. And I stop in a wee while just to give you a bit of a view from about midway up. Well, good morning. After that wonderful place that we were at yesterday, the barracks, I've come all the way up to Aviemore today, and the view here is absolutely splendid. So I'll see if I can turn the camera around and give you a shot of what we're actually looking at here. So here we are in Aviemore. The sun is blazing down, but last night it got down to about -4.5 where I was, and as you can see, this is why people come here. This is an absolutely beautiful national park. I'm going to the Funicular Railway right now, so with any luck we'll get a nice wee trip up and get to see a bit more of this wonderful place. Just look at that scenery. Isn't that just beautiful? So, let's go up there. Alright, so we just went up to the railway, which is behind me at the moment. Just swatch. There's one of the wee trains going up at the moment at the Funicular. But before we actually walk right into it, I just thought we'd have another wee view and just have a look around. So this is the actual view from the bottom, and no doubt it's going to get even better. Absolutely gorgeous. And you can just see that's the railway going up there. The little wee train is right up on the top at the moment. Up there. So let's go inside. As you can see, it's the ranger station is down here as well at the bottom of the railway. But as we walk around, we get to the entrance for the Funicular Railway. On the right there, you can order and hire skis, have a coffee. This is the inside. As we waited for it, there was a whole bunch of wood carvings. And this is pretty much us going to take the Funicular Railway to the top of Cairngorm Mountain. Well, we're going to the Ptarmigan Restaurant, which is where all the skiers get out and put the skis on and go for a day out skiing on the Cairngorm Mountain. Now the view out of the window is a little bit hazy, so I apologize when I stick my hand up to try and clear some of the mist. We were the first run up in the morning, and even though I arrived and there was 2-3 people at the most, by the time we actually got onto the train and started going up, the car was completely full. So we had a bit of a messed up situation inside the windows, but you can roughly see what we're doing here and where we're going. And the railway climbs quite steadily and then levels out for a bit before taking a bit of an incline again. It goes past Midway stop. You'll see it on the left just over here in a wee moment. On the way back down we actually stopped there, but because this was the first trip of the day, we didn't stop on the way up because obviously there was nobody at the midpoint on the Funicular Railway. It should be pointed out that the Funicular Railway works by 2 coaches, one at the top, one at the bottom, and they pretty much balance each other out. So if you have a lot of people coming down the way, you've got a lot more weight on the wire, which is pulling the other car up, and you use less electricity. Obviously in this situation where we're the first group going up, this is using a lot of electricity because we're needing to pull all these people up. And there you can see just on the left there, our very first, or the midway stop. There's only one stop in the whole way. The railway splits here. This is midway, and there goes the other coach down. That is on its way. It was empty, and it takes its way down, and obviously the two are counterbalancing us out. In the middle of the track you can see that there are two cables running. One is pulling us up and the other one is letting the other car down. We're starting to climb very steep now, and the track really starts to incline quite considerably, and we tend to climb and climb and climb and then go up over a hump where we will lose sight altogether of the track. So pretty good, pretty great funicular railway to travel on. Reading some of the information about the funicular railway, the snow up here can get that deep that even though we can see the tracks today, at times the tracks have to be dug out so that the train can actually run. It is also, according to the information we received while we were on the funicular railway, it is one of the widest funiculars in the world, and had to be built that way because of the high winds that the Cairngorm Mountain range has. So this is coming to the end of our journey. It takes pretty much around about 6 minutes, that Eddie was saying, but if you really wanted to time it, you can go back and measure it on the video and you can see exactly how long it took. When we get out, we pretty much exit straight out, climb a couple of stairs, you're out into a hall and then straight out onto the snow. And like I said to you earlier, it was a fantastic day to be there, so we were very, very pleased to see what there was about. That's just us coming in now and slowing to a stop. If you want to post a letter from the highest post box in the British Isles, that's your place to do it. You can see all the skis up already. There's a board telling you where you can go for your runs, and all the skiers were getting ready to get going and try and be the first ones down. That's the Ptarmigan Restaurant, and very nice views. On the left there you can just see the viewing area, which I'll show you in a moment. There it is. There were some people up looking for the ptarmigans themselves, birds which actually turn white in winter, so they become very well camouflaged against the snow. The view is just spectacular. There's a shop down below, and there's also a museum, so everything pretty much ready to go. And you can listen to the downward journey. This is the train coming up for us to board, and I'll leave you there.
Hello again, folks. Welcome back aboard Cairngorm Funicular Railway. As this is a moving vehicle, for your own safety we recommend to hold on throughout your journey. Sorry about the course control, that's in the hands of Matt up there in the control room. Nothing to do with us women driver. You're travelling on carriage 1, her name is Corrie, and she's now taking you away from the Ptarmigan building at 3,600 feet. 1097 metres, going back to base station at 2,084 feet. That's 635 metres, journey time approximately 6 minutes.
So you heard the lady start talking about our journey back down. It was going to take approximately 6 minutes, and also the height that we were at. She gave us quite a lot of information as we were travelling all the way down, which was very interesting to find out. But as you can see, as you pop out the tunnel, it looks as though you're just going to drop over the cliff. But if you look higher up, you can actually see the view over all the mountains that surround us. The Cairngorms, and specifically the Cairngorm Mountain, seems to be a mountain in the middle of the national park, surrounded by luscious green forests, and it's this lump that sits right in the center, and as you can see today, completely white and snow covered. So a lovely place indeed. Certainly recommend taking a small break there. So you won't be able to see just at the moment, but there's a little black blob right down the bottom bend. That is the other car coming back up the way, and obviously we're needing the two cars to come together so that we create a counterbalance between the two, creating less electricity. One is the weight for the other, and we pass in the middle section. Now on the way up we didn't stop halfway, but as you'll notice in a wee moment, we'll get slower and slower and slower, and eventually we come to a halt. That's because the lower car is about to stop at the middle station and either collect or drop off some passengers, and then we'll do the same ourselves. We'll come to a halt at the middle station and collect and drop off people going back down, and then we'll continue on our way. There are all ski lifts all the way around us. You can just see on the left some of the skiers being pulled up by those ski lifts. These are the easiest slopes down the bottom. The ones that we've just come for are a little bit more advanced and a bit more technical. There's quite a few runs up here. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll actually see the map and the different runs that you can get up in the Cairngorm Mountains. So we're just waiting now for the doors to close on the other car, and then we'll be on our way back down where we'll stop.
So if they decide to stop, we have to stop, and vice versa. Bit of a panic on our hands if we don't.
One thing to note, that this is actually all controlled by a man in a box right at the very top of Ptarmigan. He's controlling a clutch, and the clutch has to be let off very gently for us to have a smooth roll as we go down. If he doesn't, we get a bit of a jerking motion, and I'm not sure you picked it up on the video, but when we were going down, when we first set off, there was a little bit of juddering. That's just the clutch trying to find a bit of bite, and then away we go. He can begin to let us all move together. Now, because it's a single track, we definitely need to split the track, and so this is midway between the 2 points, and we'll go to the right, the other car will go to the left, and that way we can pass safely. Incidentally, they were still bringing people up to ski, and this was just in the afternoon when I was coming back down. So you can see us slowing down again so that we get ready to stop, collect or drop off anybody. Notice the angle of the stairs as well. That's the shape of the car that we're in. It's quite a steep mountain.
Doors are opening. Please be aware of the gap.
The journey for this, the price for this journey was $11.50, and you can buy your tickets online as well. There wasn't any need or requirement for me to buy them online. I got them very easily because it was the first one pretty much there in the morning, because I'd done some shooting for my other video on the Cairngorm National Park, and I wanted to see the sunrise. So I was up early, but I guess if you were arriving not long after the ski runs open, it might be a bit busy. It might be worth buying your tickets before you actually get going. I did hear from somebody that there was also a discount to be had if you had a particular visitor's book and they were in a particular hotel, so maybe you want to search that out for the discount to go up. But all in all, it was a fantastic journey up and back down again. Incidentally, if you wanted to buy the year ticket, it was an extra £10 more, and you could go up for the year, so not too bad. This is us just getting everybody on. We're getting the doors closed, and we'll be heading off. And there we go. He has to slowly release the clutch until he gets a good pace going, and off we go. Now the funicular offers quite good protection, as it's a completely closed carriage, so any skiers or anybody just going up for the day to have a look around, they're protected from the elements. It was about a -12 chill factor by the time we got up to the top on the day that I went. I can only imagine it would get colder during the winter, so having this is just a fantastic idea. It must be very, very cold if you were traveling up by ski lift as they used to do. It looks as though it's relatively low impact on the surrounding environment. It doesn't look as though much of the terrain is being damaged now that the tracks are in, so the national park appears to be intact for this particular area, which is good to see. When we get down to the bottom, we can exit out of the building. There is a tea shop on the left, but I pretty much just looked around the car park, and you'll notice from when I first arrived where there was only 2 or 3 cars to when I'm leaving, I took another photo. The car park was absolutely full, and so something that is well used when the snow's falling. I have heard that there have been a couple of years where it hasn't been all that great, but it certainly looked as though they were having a very good day the day that I went. And this was right at the end of April 2016 as well, so not bad at all. So this is us just coming into a halt now. Obviously the technician is slowing us right down, our driver is slowing us right down, so we're coming nice and steady. And there you go, that is us arrived at the bottom. The video took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I wanted to show you the full experience. I thought there would be no point me just giving part of the experience. So as we just come to a stand now, I just mentioned the other videos I have about the national park. I've made one of them, so if you want to find out what you can do there, there's also a castle and a barracks that I visited, and those videos will be up shortly, so you can watch those too, find out a little bit more about the Cairngorms, and you'll see in a moment how busy the car park was. So from me, the national parks guy, cheers.